It's my absolute privilege to introduce Dr. Lisa Tank. Lisa Tank is a geriatrician in the US and has been voted the best geriatrician by the American Geriatric Society. Lisa does so much and has so many roles that I will not be able to do justice if I try and say what you do. Lisa, would you mind introducing yourself and say what all you do?
Thank you, Shania, for having me here. I am a practicing geriatrician, and I practice in the state of New Jersey in the United States. I also have the privilege to be the chief medical officer for the northern region for one of the largest networks, again in New Jersey in the United States. And I enjoy teaching, and hence I also am an associate professor in the medical school at Hackensack Meridian, Shania.
Wow, we're really delighted, Lisa, you're with us. What is the age group that geriatrician covers in the US? Because it's different in different countries, right?
Absolutely. In the United States, it's 65 and over. That is the age group that is termed as geriatrics. And it is defined by the CMS, that is the Medicare health coverage.
And it's different, as I said, in different
Correct.
countries, and for different specialties as well. It varies. And actually, 65 is not old if you ask me. I think it's also a platform to. It's just age is a number. It's a platform to reinvent and rethink, I suppose, our life's priorities. Right? Do you find you talk about that quite a lot?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you said it, I mean, those are magic words to a geriatrician, that age is just a number. And it truly is. 65 is just a defined number. But folks reinvent and relive their lives. I think we talk about it in chapters. It's almost as a second chapter in your life. So I think that's a very important part.
Yeah, just be your age, isn't it? And I've heard Lisa talk about just be your age, and I feel quite inspired by that. Lisa, on the other hand, there's a lot of fear and apprehension about, as we grow older, children have left home, there's issues like loneliness. Often, there are other problems like other physical health conditions which affect the way we walk, our independence. So multiple medications, and all these things start to stack up as we grow older. So not just physical health problems impacting on mental well-being. And as a psychiatrist, that's something I'm very interested in. How do we manage mental well-being when things start to change in our lives? Yes, it is inevitable that we may become lonely, or we have physical health problems or other issues, age-related issues. And what advice do you give people?
And I think, Shania, that is an important point that you bring up. Fear and anxiety stem from not having knowledge. Change is inevitable as we all get older, but flexibility is the key, right? So you have to find your own purpose, having those small goals for yourself and finding that joy within, as change is happening around you. As you said, families have left, you have grandkids, but some of your friends, could have moved on. But I think that's where we come in. And that's the partnership usually we have as geriatricians with psychiatrists, to really make sure that we optimize the quality of life that the patients are looking for.
Yeah.
And that's often the reason they see us. And I think that's going to be very important. As we all know, everybody is living longer. So.
Yeah, people are living longer. So what would be the key advice you give people in terms of managing this interface and cruising into the new era successfully?
Yeah, so one thing I always tell my patients, and it's almost a pact that we make between the doctor and the patient, is that you are never too old to make yourself a priority, and it's never too late to really adopt a healthier lifestyle. So a couple of things that we do talk about is really, one thing is mobility. Movement is key. There is something that's now that sitting is the new smoking. And the exercises you pick, you have to really understand what your age does and what your limitations are. But you also want to challenge yourself. And exercises such as balance are key. So even standing on one foot, having some form of Tai Chi, which is a great form of balance. And that helps you maintain your ability to not fall, but it also helps you get strength, especially in your muscles, the big muscles. The second part we talk about always is endurance. It is really critical to have ability to strengthen your heart and your lungs, so that when you go out and get your groceries or you're taking a walk with a friend, this is going to help you.
Yep.
And then the third thing is really strength and resistance. As I said, some of the things are not part of aging.
Yeah.
So losing bone mass is not part of aging. So if you are doing strengthening exercises or some form of resistance band, that's going to help you. And my favorite is, we all want to tie our shoelaces, so flexibility is key as we look at any exercise program.
Yeah, so try and keep that going. And would you say start actually before you're 65, right? Start doing that way before and continue as you grow older, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's something called, as one of our visits is called, a stitch in time. So you want to start doing these things much earlier on.
Exactly. And what other advice would you give in terms of managing the balance for mental well-being?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, as I've said, that mental and physical are highly interconnected. So finding that balance is finding that activity, having that small goal that is going to be able to find your ability to really focus on yourself. But I'll tell you one thing, Shania, that what we have found is, if you don't sleep enough, your ability to find that clarity of mind and make decisions is definitely affected. And part of that sleep hygiene is also going to be nutrition. Having a well-balanced diet. And what I talk about well-balanced diet is, don't skip meals. Have your meals, you know, couple of hours, you know, every couple of hours, and have small meals, because what that does is it maintains your blood sugar, and it also helps you with hydration, because you tend to drink fluids when you are eating. And hydration is key, because one of the things that does happen as you get older is you don't feel thirsty. So dehydration can be really dangerous. And what I mean by hydration is, I don't mean alcohol.
Okay, okay, I'm glad you said that.
Because I think very often my patients will be, yeah, I hydrate. But it is important to understand that as we do get older, the body doesn't metabolize alcohol as it used to. So it is important to be aware of how much alcohol you are drinking. And the last thing I'll tell you, one more thing that folks do look for advice, and where we see the pitfalls are, and something you can prevent, is medications over the counter. Over the counter medications sometimes have certain ingredients that may affect your sleep, may affect your ability to have good balance, and sometimes it can really make your mind foggy. So I think it is important, I always stress, talk to your healthcare provider, that they know you the best. Any questions you have, run them past, and be very transparent on what are your challenges, because what you want to do is really have a good quality of life.
Yeah, absolutely. And seek help, obviously, if you're having any problems. So just to summarize, Lisa, what you said, if I had to capture what you said in 5 points, you started off by talking about exercise, including flexibility, balance as we grow older. Secondly, you talked about healthy nutrition and keeping a nutritious diet. Thirdly, you talked about sleep hygiene. Fourth, you talked about alcohol and over-the-counter medications. And fifth, you talked about finding a purpose that suits your sensibility at that point in life. Would that be fair to say?
No, I think you summarized it very well, Shania. And I think the important thing is, be brave and be courageous.
Yeah.
Your life is yours, you have control over it, and we can be great partners with you through that journey.
That's amazing. So any other, tips you want to say before I thank you, Lisa?
No, I think you've covered it all, and thank you for giving me this opportunity.
No, I think the pleasure is all mine. Thank Lisa Tank for being with us and giving us this wonderful advice. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. The more subscribers I have, the more opportunities YouTube gives me to create better videos and content. Like it, share it, tell it to all the people you know. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.